Welcome back. I am your host, Susanna May O'Hagan, and today we will be talking about Henry Danger the movie. Henry Danger the movie is a 2025 American superhero television comedy film based on Nickelodeon television series Henry Danger from 2014 to 2020. It was directed by Joe from a screenplay by Jake F. and Christopher J. Jace reprised his role as Henry Hart along with returning cast members Shane Ryan, Fox, and a lot. Oh, Frankie Grande with Glee. Henry Hart has been serving as the city of Dystopia's local hero after leaving behind his Swellview days, just as the trapping of fame began to weigh on him. A transformative twist unfolds with the introduction of Misty Martin, a dedicated superhero fan who unexpectedly turns his world upside down. We have Henry Hart / Ken Danger, Jasper Donaloop, Piper Hart, Swash, Frank Keeney, Martin, Missy Martin, Coach Craig, and Gemma Martin. Accordingly, Cooper Barnes reprised his role as Ray Captain Man in a special appearance at the end of the film. In May 2017, the president of Viacom's Nickelodeon Group announced that a film based on Henry Danger was being developed. In January 2022, it was announced that Jace Norman would be returning to Nickelodeon with a major deal to produce and star in original content across all Viacom CBS platform. As of the deal, Norman is set to reprise his role as Henry Hart in a Henry Danger movie. Principal photography began on March 11, 2024 in Vancouver and British Columbia and wrapped on April 18th. Henry Danger the movie premiered on Nickelodeon and Paramount Plus simultaneously on January 17th, 2025. Let's see what our fan Rotten Tomatoes has to say. Henry Danger, the movie, 2025, 1 hour and 26 minutes. Action, adventure, comedy, sci-fi. Well, that's a lot. 92% on Popcorn Meter. After meeting Kid Danger superfan Missy Martin and being pulled into a parallel that opened alternative universes, Henry and his unexpected new sidekick must find a way back to Dystopia or be trapped there forever. Okay, so here's some reviews. Not my reviews, because I will tell you my reviews at the end. Not that great, pretty underwhelming. Ending was super cool though. Just finished the movie, had a great time watching it, and honestly plan to watch it again. Effects were great and the story was very good, 8 out of 10. I grew up with Henry Danger, my childhood show growing up. Watching this movie, I did somewhat enjoy it. My only cons with the movie is how some parts in the are rushed with emotion and heartfelt moments and humor, and the villains. The jumping to reality, it was also fun to see, but I wish we had got more info. But some parts are very confusing and kind of made no sense. But some heartfelt moments are nice. The action definitely improved more, and the CGI and some of the characters we got to see again is amazing, but wish we also got to see more interactions. Overall, it was pretty alright. Some things did carry in the movie as overall review. 7.3 out of 10. It may be enjoyable, but not as the best. But if you love Henry Danger and grew up with the show, you think you might have find watching this movie it might be worth a watch. If you love the show, you'll love this movie. If only the filmmakers had prioritized creating a film that resonated with fans who grew up with the series rather than resorting to low-ball humor, the most disappointing aspect of the film was its plot. The multiverse plot was excessively overdone, raising questions about why the filmmakers did not opt for a more conventionalized narrative involving Ray and Henry on a larger budget and scale. This film failed to meet expectations as prominently aired at children born after the original show concluded in 2020. Notably, Henry Danger's characters felt diminished and regulate to the role of a supporting character in his own film. As a fan who was 5 years old when the show premiered, and now 15, I felt that the film's tone and context were not tailored to my demographic. I found the plot slightly confusing. They considered jumping from story to story without giving enough content. Okay, so here are my thoughts. I actually like the film, but they are right about one thing. They did jump around a lot. I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10. It had some action. It was about Henry. It had some drama. It had some really cool things and then some things that made no sense. It kind of felt like they were mixing Henry Danger with the cartoon Kid Danger, I think. And then mixed with like the spin-off. So I felt like it was kind of like a mix of a ball, and it was quite a lot. I like Jasper. He glowed up, by the way. Everything about his character was definitely better than the original Jasper. So much. And it was amazing. Swaz was in it. His sister was in it. But she played a villain in some of the scenes, which her as a villain was actually really cool. Like, I liked her as, like, the vampire villain, which was really interesting to me. But jumping around as much as they did got a little confusing, I'll admit. Like, there's some parts you're like, what just happened? Why is this happening? What's going on? So much is going on. And yeah, it might be a different demographic because they're trying to get younger kids to watch it. But, I mean, I've watched the series, I've watched the spin-offs, I've watched the cartoon, and it kind of has that same vibe, but them having Captain Man at the end was probably one of my favorite parts. But I also love that Henry decided to, he let Jasper be his own superhero in Dystopia. And yeah, of course there's spoilers in this. He went to the end of the movie and decided to actually be the superhero to Missy's town, which needed it more than any other place I've ever seen. Like, it was pretty bad. Like, where she lived. That was the great, amazing movie ever, ready for the sequel. Okay, I didn't think it was the best movie ever, but I thought it was pretty good. For a kid's movie, based on a show from a few years ago, you have to have some stuff from the original and add stuff for the new generation. And I hope there's more to it, like maybe there's a new Henry Danger show or another movie. For a TV show, movie, this was well done. I agree with that. The movie was great and had better CGI than the Thundermans. Well, see, I love the Thundermans. But I also am a superhero nerd. Like, definitely a nerd. Or dork. A big Henry Danger fan, I was most looking forward to this, but this movie was honestly not good. But I like the performance of Jace Norman. Jace Norman, if you don't know, was like Disney's, like, back in the day for me, it was like Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus, let's think, Olivia Holt, probably she became the Disney face after a while. Dove Cameron. Like, he was Nickelodeon's face for a while. He was in, like, a ton of movies, TV shows, like, cartoons. He was in a lot of things. So good I am surprised compared to the Thunderman movie. This is a masterpiece. I actually like the Thundermans, so I can't say too much to that. But let's see what else we can find. A theatrical film based on the Nickelodeon show Henry Danger. He also has his own superpowers, which is so cool. Because, like, in the OG, he did not have superpowers. So I'm looking at some photos right now of the characters. I love Frank Keeney. He was actually really hot as a vampire, so it's funny because I was like, oh, he's hot in the vampire. But when he was like doing his club dancing, because he's like dancing like that, I was like, can I hang out with you? You're cool. Like, you're fun. You have the fashion, you have the flair, you have the everything I want to like hang out with. Schwaj was great in every character he played too. I was impressed. The little girl Mitzi was so funny. She's like the annoying little sister. Oh, Danger Force. And also, the Thundermans and Henry Danger, Kid Danger, that's what the cartoon was. But see, there's another like high Private Eye. He was in a lot of things back in the day. Based on the beloved Nickelodeon comedy series, the film centers on Henry Danger, who becomes a local hero in dystopia after leaving his Swellview days behind, just as the trappings of a fame began to take their toll on him. A transformation twist unfolds with the introduction of Missy Martin, a devoted superfan who unexpectedly turns his world upside down. Will Henry survive this crazy journey or cash downwards? It was TV, PG. We have waited forever for this finally to come out, even though I promised my 16-year-old daughter I would wait to watch it with her. I couldn't help myself. We binge watched all the Henry Danger episodes leading up to yesterday. I have a few hours before the rest of my house wakes up. Maybe I will watch the movie again, then again. When she wakes up, I'm okay with it. I cannot wait for another movie. I cannot only assume there will be another due to the last few minutes of the movie. I have to say I am happy it ended the way it did. We will be impatiently waiting. News, confirmation, this and even more, so impatiently waiting its release. So I watched it with my 12-year-old daughter. It was really good. I think give it a watch if you like Henry Danger. I think it would be a good movie to watch with your family. It's family friendly. It's a little out there though. So don't be surprised if you're like, what? Because it's a lot out there. Well, I hope you all have a great and wonderful day. And bye for now. Hopefully you all will watch this movie. I think it was decent for a kids film.